This is and now I'm gonna do part two. I noticed I discovered a shortcut doing this race by accident where I was turning and then I ended up slamming into the corner, and so I started doing that a couple times just for laps where I do something really stupid. So if that annoys y'all, I'm sorry, but it's just my way of keeping it kind of balanced. Yeah, pretty funny that that happened. So I ended up a couple little areas where if you just hit a corner of a wall, you can shoot off into the next turn and it like speeds you up, which is great. Um, yeah, so here we go. Give me a second to make sure that I know about this race. I'm gonna honestly search right now on my phone to see um, if this race is 2 hours long or what. 'Cause I kind of want to make sure I'm not. I want to make sure I know what I'm getting myself into with this. Answers the 3 endurance races. Passage to Coliseum. It is a 2 hour race. Okay, good. Sweet. All right, well, here, let's do this. So I am 27 seconds ahead of him, of the Griffith. Um, I'm about to pit on the 40th lap. If you were in the last race, that's all you pretty much need to know at this point. I've lapped a couple cars, not the Griffith, obviously, but I think I've lapped everybody else but him. All in all, I like the Alfa Romeo. I think that its tires wear way. It's very front wheel, front engine car, so it really lives up to its name because the front tires become super worn out even before the back tires like start to struggle. Which I mean, that's pretty much FF car ever seems to be like that. So the Alfa Romeo is really living up to its name. Um, I have another hour left, and I've enjoyed this race all in all. I think the technicality of this course is hard for front wheel cars. I'm sure that's why the Griffith is destroying everybody. I think the Griffith is not FF; it's an FR or MR maybe, which would help it to do much better in this race than everyone who's FF. So that's the corner right there, where I can slide off the wall. I might do it for y'all once just to show like my thought process as I do that, because I'm not trying to just cut off a whole bunch of time. I think part of the reason why I did it was because the Griffith like pushed me out of the way and I was annoyed. So I was like, I gotta stay with him because I want to win. Or if I was doing a turn and then like either through my controllerness or through like me just being a bad driver, I miss a turn, so then I just use that to kind of keep my lap times generally in the same ballpark. Um, it's just like a thing that bothers me. I like to keep it all kind of the same, and yeah, so good. It's a good race so far. The Rome circuit is just a beautiful looking course. I like the changes in the road, like how this part that we're on now is more like looks more cobblestone, then it cuts over into like actual pavement, and you can kind of cut through these little parts on the side of the corners if you do it right. But it's a risk because if you miss it, you can lose a lot of time. I have slick tires on. I mentioned a lot of this stuff in the first one, but if you're new to the channel, I'm telling you all this information in case this is the first video someone sees. But that's pretty standard. Using slick tires, Alfa Romeo 156, 2.5V, sorry, 2.5 V6 24V, I guess is what this car is technically called. I like how on the back it says Alpha 156, not Alfa Romeo. That looks kind of cool. I've been pitting every 8 laps, so for into the next lap is when I'm going to pit again. Giving the 206 a little bit of my. I don't think it really matters. He's by himself. I don't think his position is going to change anymore. Ow. Just nailed that. Very bad lineup, but it's okay. I wanted to do this race with the Alfa Romeo in it as well because the Alfa Romeo comes into this race, but I also like seeing what other cars come up in this race. I feel like the Alfa Romeo kind of bad compared to everyone else. So, um, I'm kind of glad at the same time. I'm like sad that it's not in the race, but I'm also like I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it because of the fact that this car is very front engine and very heavy. I could have done any European car, but I picked this one. I was originally thinking about doing the BMW 325 Ci, but then I decided to actually pick an Italian car just to like pay homage to this city. So I was like, I didn't want to pick the Lancia because it was way too good, and I didn't want to pick like the Zondas because I've been using them a lot and they have like 1,000 horsepower each right now. I didn't really feel like untuning it, so I decided to stick with the Alfa Romeo. And I'll show you what I do right here. So if you hit this wall right there, about in that area, you can launch yourself into the next turn really fast. So it's a thing I discovered during this race. I was like, well, I'm gonna hit this wall, and then it worked out pretty well. Um, I had tried other versions of that, but it had never worked that well, and so I was like, well, here we go. Um, the Griffith, I think I lost track. I try to keep track when I do endurance races of when the second place car pits, so I can know generally when they're gonna pit and how compared to them. I lost track. That I think he might be the one that's coming in right here. Yeah, so he's pitting in as I'm leaving the pit, which is good because that means I'm ahead of him and I'm still holding my lead. Um, the race has been pretty hard, all in all, because of the fact that the Griffith is so much better and is lighter and like pretty much superior to the Alfa Romeo in every way. Um, yeah, kicks my butt. Like I think I'm a little bit faster than him only because of the fact that I worked really hard to tune this car up and make it really light. Well, relatively light. I mean, this is not a heavy car. I mean, this is a very heavy car. So I tried to make it relatively light. I did all three tune-ups for the lightweight. I chose the turbo over the naturally aspirated because you get more power out of the turbo engine. And in this game, for some reason, I don't know, y'all might know why, but in this game, you can't, if you do a naturally aspirated versus the turbo, those two horsepowers usually cancel each other out. You can't stack them, or else I think certain cars could become so broken. But with this car, you can't do both. V6. Let's see what else did I do. Sports brakes. I did all the like transmission things except for the actual transmission customization because I knew I wasn't going to hit this car's top speed. I just didn't feel like I was going to. I get pretty close, but I didn't feel like really it was like another 10,000 credits, and also it would be like more tinkering. So I was just, I don't think it's gonna make or break this car. I knew that the Zonda and like other cars have really terrible top speeds, but I feel like the Alfa Romeo has a pretty average top speed, and since I'm on a course that barely has a straightaway, I think I was like, oh, fine. And so I've never even gotten into the red. I haven't even over revved the sixth gear yet. I think if I can manage to get close to the lapping the Griffith and I draft him, that might be the only way that I can really get that. But other than that, yeah, this car has been pretty solid. Let me know in the comments below too what car y'all have used for this race, if you've used a car for this race, if you've done this race before. And I'm just curious, like, I went for more of a challenge, but it makes sense to also just pick a car and blow everybody out of the water and see how many times you can lap everybody, because that's also really fun to do. They're both good, so yeah. The best lap I've ever done was the 134. It's obviously right up there on the top right. It's not that good of a time. I'm not very good at this course. I never can do this first turn really well. I think I don't know what is the best line to get there. I always end up either hitting the wall or I hit the middle of the part of the current turn and then lose a lot of my angle and then lose also my steering. So I'll kind of lift up into the air a little bit. All not good reasons for doing that first turn well. Um, I don't do a lot of turns on this course well. Like I can tell that I'm not figuring it out well, and like yeah, this course is just tough because you do have a lot of. It's very technical, and you have a lot of things you have to take care of while you're trying to drive it. And there's like a lot of ways you can shave off a little bit of time, but then if you make a mistake in any way, since this course, even though it's really technical, you still have a lot of straightaways. They're just not top speed inducing, so you have a lot of straightaways that if you miss a turn or hit a wall, you lose a lot of time. It really stacks up. Like I just nicked that wall before this straightaway, so that will down what my car could do on this corner. But it's not the end of the world. But it's just like a thing I always notice. Is basically if you make a mistake, if you hit any wall, you'll see a huge difference in the straightaways. Like at whatever your final top speed is of that local straightaway, you will end up having a pretty lower top speed, which is it can be frustrating because you know you're like if you basically make a mistake anywhere, there's like no way to recover your lap time on this one. Probably the best turn I've done on that corner right there. It's a really hard corner and like that one, I just nicked that wall right there and it just sends me flying into the wall. Even though I barely hit that inside corner on the second turn of this course, then I went right into the wall and lost 20 miles an hour of speed. So this course is pretty unforgiving if you make mistakes, but that's kind of why they probably picked this as one of the challenges for the endurance race because it really is hard. Like you can't just be normal. Like you can't be very relaxed. You have to be pretty focused the whole time. I mean, I've been recording talking while driving for a couple weeks now, so I'm a little bit better about it, but even at the beginning it was just destroying me because I wasn't focusing enough and he was way better than I am. Only way. But yeah, it's really tough. Like if you make one mistake, like I feel like I've been doing a great lap ever since the second turn, but my lap time probably won't be even in the 135s because I lost 20 miles an hour on a relatively high speed area, which is just kind of a bummer, but I mean, hey, that's what you need to keep you in gear on this one. So, pro straightaway. There's a little bit of a lag in my recording thing, so I think when my voice comes up, I'm seeing things like 2 seconds ahead of y'all, so I'll try to not spoil things right away by saying things like what I just did there. But I don't look at the computer while it's recording because I would crash because it's like 2 seconds behind, so I have to be really prophetic about what I need to do here. But this has been a good one. I think the Griffith is pretty much the fastest car in this race. I mean, there might be other cars that can like keep up with him because of the pitting situation, but I wanted to race against the Griffith because I felt like he'd be the fastest car in this race, unless they put like the Cervera in, but I don't see them doing that. Oh wait, no, the Cervera's not even in this game. Whoops. I think the Cervera's in them. Griffith and then a speed 12, but I've seen a video, so the reason why I thought that was because I've seen a video of the sample cars in this game, and the Cervera Speed 6 for some reason is a sample car, but they never actually made it into a real car in this game. Which I don't understand why they did that, because they had so few cars to begin with. I've mentioned this before in another, but I saw that they cut the Lancia Stratus rally car in this game, and the Lancia Stratus itself, and they cut the Skyline GTR M spec, and then they also cut, I think, a special Miata or something like that. And I just wonder why they did that with certain cars in this game. Like, why did they cut Like they can cut like a 6 speed of the same car. That makes sense. Like, but they would cut like cars that are not even in this game anymore, and I don't know why they did that. So they could have easily just added in a couple more cars just to make it look. They didn't just keep in. Like, there's lots of race cars in this game that there's not a road variant of. I don't really know why they did that because they have the GT1 road car in this game and the R390 GT1 road car, but they like don't, and they have like the new Beetle Cup car and they have the new Beetle 2.0, but they don't have the Lupo road car. They don't have the Astra road car. Even though the Astra road car was in Gran Turismo 2, they didn't put it in 3, but they put the touring car in. And I don't know why they did stuff like that. Like they have that with a lot of cars where they take a road variant out of a game but leave in the race car variant. Like they did that with the Lister Storm. Like I would love the Lister Storm road car back in one of these games. But I don't know why they wouldn't bring back the road car, because then it's just an extra car they can throw into a game. Like, it's not bad. Like, all you do is just make the sound a little different, because it would be sound different, and that's all you got to do. I mean, people would probably be annoyed that it sounds different, but they would be happy to see the Lister Storm return. They'd be happy to see certain cars that could have been in this game, that are no longer in the game. I don't know why they did it. And the same idea with car isn't in this game, but it easily could have been, because all I had to do was basically just put in the Evolution 4 GSR, which they have in this game, and then just get the sprites from whatever that design looked like in GT2 and 1, just put that exact same car, because that is what it is. So like, I don't know why they did stuff like that. I don't know, just things that I think about. Needing to pit again. It's just really amusing to see how worn out the front tires get when the back. I mean, and they didn't do this until 4, but where you don't have to pit and change every single tire. Because like with this car, I would pit in only every two pits. Because to me, it seems like it's not worth it to pit all 4 tires when the back 2 look pretty fine. And the back left one's a little bit more yellow, but I mean, compared to the front 2, the back 2 tires could go twice as far, which I mean, really, they can. Okay, so here we go. We are going to be. This is our last lap with these tires. We're going to pit in again after this one. My lap time for 47 was pretty bad. Probably mainly because of the fact that my tires are getting worn and talking is hard while driving. But really pretty. I mean, they did a good job with the Coliseum. Whatever that building is on the left, I don't even know what that is. It seems like it's important because it's right there. Good. I mean, and oh yeah, this was another car they could have put in. They have in the Alpha Romeo 156, like this dude is here. Obviously, I'm driving it. And 2, there was a touring car, and in 4 and 5 and 6, the touring car for this car was in all of them, and it sounds the exact. Calibra/Caribra touring car. So they could have literally just brought in this car's touring car variant, and then it would be in that race with the Astra touring car, the CLK, and the Calibra car. But they didn't do that. I don't know why. I mean, I guess they just ran out of time. But there's just certain cars that I was like, I don't know why they didn't put these in. That was just a random thought. Alright, I'm good. Yep, I took out a cone. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be hard to get through that area without doing that. Well, here we go. So I'm pitting into the 48th lap. That makes sense. I pitted 8th, 16, 24, 32, 40, and then 48. And I'm not sure if the Griffith is going to pit in yet. I don't think he is. But we're doing good. Um, he's not that far behind now. He's definitely caught up to me more. I think I hit the starting line right before I stopped for 5 seconds, 10 seconds. So, yeah, he's much closer to me than. Although he is now battling another car, so I'll have to see if that. I'm hoping that car can hold him off for a little bit, give me a little bit more of a time boost here. So approaching the 80th minute of this endurance race. I had to stop and take a break in the middle because I was just like, my hands were tired. So that's why, well, y'all won't know because I published them all at about the same time. But I did take a break, about an hour break between, because my hands were tired. So I'm gonna do the thing where I ricochet off the wall just to show it again. It's really funny, like it works. I didn't expect it to work. Like you just hit kind of angled on those yellow things and then you're golden. It's a car and you don't have enough to get another one, you can totally do that and I won't judge you. I don't care. The variation in tire wear in this car, it's pretty hilarious. The front two tires brightening already. The back left one does feel it a lot more, probably because maybe there's more right turns. I'm not really sure. But yeah, this car is good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know which Gran Turismo is my favorite game. I just think about that a lot ever since I did the review of it on my channel. I think Gran Turismo 3 is my favorite, but I do want to hear what y'all think are your favorites. I'm curious. If y'all want to let me know in the comments what's your favorite Gran Turismo game, I would like to know. I'm very curious. I mean, I might do a review of all of them at some point, but for now, I just really like this one. It's a good idea to do a time like this. That's very creative, and I just hope that it works well. I'm assuming it will, because Polyphony like really polishes their games super well. So I'm like, it'll probably work out really well. Yeah, my hope is just that it's not like hits the wall first. That was a great on my part. The Griffiths are good. Very good. Especially since it's a sample car. Might know how to do those corners well. This car doesn't turn super well, and I don't know if that's just because it's an Alpha Romeo, or if it's because it's heavy, or if I'm not doing it right, or I mean, I think it's a combination of a lot of things, but it seems like the tires on this car, the car is very heavy. It seems like. Well, like at all. Not really sure who is in what place. All I know is that the Griffith is in second, but I don't really know who's where. My thought process would be that the probably the Teat is in last because Um, I'm not really sure. Pushed me. I guess I deserve only the slowest car. But having the Alpha Romeo, but the TT would have on this course, it's just like it's not made for like for a circuit with these technical of corners. Like it needs more gradual corners to be really good. Or maybe not. Maybe the TT's in a better spot. But I'm gonna think that the TT is in last. There's the other cars in this race are the Audi S4, the BMW 3 Series 325 Ci, the Griffith and I, and then there is the Peugeot 2. I'll be a thing that I can just kind of check on when I get to that stage where I'm finishing up the race. It's really also funny to see when you get far enough in these races that the replay actually, they finish the replay. Like, they don't have the whole replay saved or even have the potential to save the whole replay because it's so long that they're just like, no, we'll just do like an hour and some change, and then eventually it'll say replay save complete, and you're like, okay, well, if anything interesting happens now, no one will know about it. Billboards are not in. Or they're not even European. I saw Ford Racing. Ford Racing is on this straightaway. Over here, once I make this right, you'll see Ford. I'm like, Ford has nothing to do with this course. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. So there's racing. But like Roof makes sense because Roof's German. I don't know what Elf is. I've seen that on a lot of cars. There's obviously me, Alfa Romeo. There's Fiat. I saw something on that little wall, but I didn't see it. I didn't pay attention to that one either. I need to stop watching those things because I'm doing a bad lap time now. Roof. But yeah, this game is so good. It's aged very well. Like, I was distracted, so I'm probably gonna still get a 135, maybe 136 on this one because of how bad I did some turns looking at all the billboards. Yeah. So I thought about cutting off. I'll probably quit my voice because I feel like I'm not really saying anything now after I pit again. I'm planning on pitting in 2 laps at the end of the 56th, and then y'all can just kind of enjoy the rest of the race on the background or whatever, because it is really relaxing to like hear a car accelerating and decelerating. And hopefully not so many screechy sounds. I screech a lot when I play this because I'm not a good driver sometimes, but I try to keep it relatively clean, except for the corners where I slam into the wall. But I explained that before it's coming. So, yeah, I hope y'all have enjoyed this game. I hope y'all enjoyed this endurance race. It's not the most exciting because it's just road cars, but it's fun to kind of have a change of pace. Good job of King it where we've had the Japanese Grand Touring circuit race cars the first race, and then last race we had like Seika, and they were really fun to watch. This race is just road cars, and I think I know there's the Miata one, the Legend of Miata race, where you're which I just think is such a funny race because it's so specific. But there's enough Miatas in this game where you can kind of like, you can have enough that you're racing pretty much Miata that's in this game, and like a double up on a couple of them. But that'd be nice. That's like a good, if I had to pick a car to have an endurance race for, that would be it. Um, that would be it. It'd be really fun to see the skyline. That race, then that was a dirt race, that would have been funny because that one skyline is really bad. I hope y'all have enjoyed my Epic Race series too. They're all on my channel. And then my Like the Wind races are like substantially more popular than everything else. And for understandable reasons, because you could just kind of top speed it and see who's the fastest. At this point I'll have it uploaded for replay, or my last race before I did this one. Shoot, I just lost control of my car. Well, that worked. See, that was what happened the initial time when I was doing this race. My car doesn't turn super well, and so I cut that left, and then when I'm supposed to go back to the right, if I'm way too far out to the right already, then I just slam into that wall, and that was how I ended up finding that. But anyway, so we ended up hitting at the end of this lap. But yeah, so I hope y'all have enjoyed all my videos. There's a Like the Wind, there's Epic Races, and then there's a bunch of other games on this channel. It's like Dynasty Warriors 9 is a thing I play a lot of. I also play some Kessen 2, which is another game by Koei. They're both great. And I play a lot of Halo. I play some Master Chief Collection, but I haven't uploaded any of those. And then I have Wars 2, and I played all those too. So it's like I just kind of have a bunch of games that I play on this channel, so y'all can just kind of enjoy and like see what is on there. I didn't start talking my videos for a while because I was actually really nervous about doing that. I don't know why. I think I just thought that I was gonna like turn into one of those people who commentates in a really cheesy fashion, but I don't think that's really happened. I don't have a script. I don't care enough. Like, just I don't want to sound that polished. It just doesn't matter. So that's why I do it the way I do it. I feel like I hope that's refreshing to people, just to be like, oh, this person talks like I do. Because I don't try to sound like I know what I'm talking about. I just have opinions, and you can agree or disagree or whatever. So, well, here we go. So I'm turning into the pit. So I will cut off my voice now because I don't really have anything else to say. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope y'all enjoy. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what else I can do for y'all, and have a great day.